Hey homies! Welcome to my very first YouTube video. I can't wait to start sharing with you guys my journey here in the USA using K1 visa, also known as fiancé visa. And if you are about to have your K1 visa interview, or you were just simply preparing ahead for your future face-to-face meeting with the US consul, then you are watching the right video. For today, I am going to share my personal experience during my interview. We would also talk about the questions that were asked to me by my interviewer and how I was able to answer them. But before we get started, please don't forget to hit the like button and kindly subscribe on the channel so we can reach more homies out there. Now without further ado, let's get to it. So the first 3 questions that were asked to me by my lady interviewer were just basic information about my fiancé, and I'm sure that you can confidently answer these questions. First, what is your fiancé's full name? Second, when is your fiancé's date of birth? And third, what is your fiancé's occupation, or what does your fiancé do for a living? How I answered these 3 questions were just very direct, since the questions required direct answer. So my first tip, guys, is when you are being asked direct questions like this, just keep it short and sweet. You don't need to elaborate your answer for these types of questions, so you can just move forward to the next ones, I guess. And I could say that this is the best time for you to be less nervous, because you know your fiancé more than anyone. You know, like more than the interviewer, I should say. You know your relationship with him more than anyone. So it's your story to tell. And that's when I know that I gained more confidence, that when I was asked those questions, I'm like, I got this. Because my relationship is genuine and my story with my fiancé is for me to tell, for us to tell. And your interviewer is just there to listen. Moving on to the 4th question, the interviewer asked, when and how did you guys meet? And my second tip for you guys is just be genuine. Don't lie about anything, because if you do, it will bite you back later on. So you don't need to make it so romantic if it's not. On my case, I've met my fiancé on a dating site and I shoot him a message. And just like that. 5th question that was asked to me was, tell me about your in-person meeting. This is my favorite because this was my chance to share my love story, and at the same time, as I was telling her our first meeting, I felt genuinely happy because our first meeting was the most memorable part of my life, you know, being in a long distance relationship for so long and finally meeting the person you're talking to from thousands of miles away. Tip number 3 is just be happy while you're sharing this story. You should be happy. Enter the interview happy. Yes, you are nervous. It's okay. I was nervous too, but I am more happy because I have waited for this. And this is such a happy moment to celebrate that you are already in the interview room. And once you always remember, once you finish that interview, you're just gonna be with your fiancé soon. So be more happy than nervous. For my 6th question, the interviewer asked, did he meet your parents? And in my case, yes, my fiancé flew to my home country to meet my parents and ask permission for us to get married. Next question, did you meet his parents? On my case, I haven't met his parents in person, but I've met them through video call. Thank God for the technology. So I would advise, if you can't meet his parents in person, it's always a good thing. It's going to make your relationship look solid if you can talk to your fiance's parents even online. There's so many ways to get in touch with them. 8th question. When was your last meeting? On my case, I am very lucky that my fiance and I met twice, 2019 and 2020. So I was able to give those dates to her. If you only met once, it's totally okay. 9th question. Did he propose to you? On my end, my fiance did not propose to me actually, but he proposed to my parents. And the way I answered this, I kind of giggled because it's a funny thing that I said no, and then the interviewer goes like, look at me like that, and I said, my fiance actually proposed to my parents. And she asked me again, how did you feel about that? So I guess that's my 10th question. And I said, my fiance and I always had an understanding that we want to get married. And I said, I actually appreciate the courage because I have a strict parents, and the fact that my fiance asked them first and talked to them, it's everything to me, because I'm a family oriented person and I love that my fiance value that. So the interviewer just like, she's just neutral the whole time. She's not friendly, she's not giving feedback, so it's kind of got me nervous. But at the same time, I know that if I let her scare me, then I'm really gonna mess the interview, and there's no reason for me to be scared, because like I said earlier, this is my story to tell, and no one knows my fiance and our story more than I do. So for my 10th question, the lady interviewer was actually trying to test me if I am being honest. So this is why I told you earlier, do not lie, because it will bite you back. And the reason why she was taking down notes while she was asking me questions was she actually asked me back those dates I have given her. So the first one, she asked, when was my first meeting, the date that I gave her. Second, when was your first in-person meeting? And the third, when did you guys last meet? And of course, I answered it confidently because I have given her the correct dates, the real dates. I did not make it up. So that's when I know I passed. But I did not expect that she would ask me a question that I would never see coming. Just when I thought I'm done, I wasn't. So for my final question, the last question asked to me is something I would never see coming. I never expected it, but I'm just so thankful that I read the IMBRA. The lady asked me, did you read the IMBRA, or the International Marriage Broker Regulation Act? And if you do, how did you understand it? Can you explain it to me using your own words? And I'm like, yes, I read the International Marriage Broker Regulation Act, and from what I understand, its purpose is to give us protection, us alien fiancés, to be protected if in case we arrive in the foreign country and unfortunately our partner will become abusive, or we will fall into an abusive marriage or relationship, then we have protection. And that's the only time that she actually cut me off, and only time she gave me feedback, and she goes like, in a very serious tone, yes, and you can always call 911. You are protected and it will not affect your immigration process. And I'm like, I understand. That's just how she ended. She went like, you pass your interview and you will be receiving your passport with a visa on it within 2 weeks. If by 2 weeks you haven't received your passport back, give us a call. And another happiest moment of my life. I'm sure you guys will have your turn, and Like I said before, be ready, be genuine, be honest about the interview, and know that you can be nervous, but at the same time, don't let the fear eat you up, because nobody knows your story but you and your fiance. And the interviewer will just ask you questions that you already know the answer. Good luck, and hope to see you guys on our next video. Have a good day.